Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2 with me, Neat, and we are in Carnopia. Now, when we left off in the last episode, we worked on a new housing development over this way, and we also put in our first ever college. And that was kind of mostly what we did, as well as kind of fine-tuned our industry or industrial area. So my goal for today's episode is to look at city expansion and public transport, because this is the city without cars, or trying to minimise the use of private vehicles, essentially. So pretty much everywhere doesn't allow people to park apart from designated parking zones, and as a result it's meaning that we are getting traffic because our car parks are full. So what we want to do is encourage public transport as much as possible to make it easy for people to get into the city. And at the moment the only service we've got running is both buses and taxis. And if we just have a little look at where we're at with public transport, we have 2,500 people using our buses every single month and 500 people using our cars. So what I would like to do today is start to look at trams, if we can, and then also we want to build up our more kind of this area in the middle here and start building around our college to look for further expansion. So the first thing I'm going to do is just make our public transport free, and hopefully that's going to encourage more and more people to use our buses in the first place. So let's go down to our lines, view our details, and we're going to make the ticket price absolutely free for each line. Absolutely free. And the same for the last one. So everybody should be thinking it's a no-brainer, I should be getting a bus. Now in terms of our bus stops, if we just have a quick little look at that, most places centrally have a bus route, but we haven't put a bus route to our industry and the other housing estate. So we are going to zone this area and put in a new bus line. There we are. Bus lines are now in place for our new development area of More Heights and our new industrial area. So next we want to look at building up this area here. So we've got our wonderful college. Just going to have a quick little recap of our money situation, of which we are currently losing money. Let's brack up our tax on those industries and see what that does. And we need to expand on chicken, oil and ore, metal ore, but the rest is all okay at the moment. And we need to think about how we can bring in more income. Taxation wise, I think that's as good as we can probably get it. But we need to be wise with our spending, because at the moment we are in quite a poor deficit. Now looking at this area, this is prime for more housing around the college and hopefully to expand things, of which we can't currently do because we are broke. But I think we could very easily expand this area out. But the terrain looks pretty dire, doesn't it? This is quite hilly over here, and I just want to try and level things out. Ooh, she says. That's because I pricked the wrong one. That looks a little bit more realistic, doesn't it? So we are going to use this area for more development. Now obviously at the moment there is more demand for low rise than there is anything else. Right, let's fill in some more low density housing whilst we're here, and we've got this area here that already exists that kind of connects our kind of quirky little alien man from up above, and some of our grid-like structures, and I think we could very easily just connect the dots over here. So we're just trying to fill in some of the gaps really, and build up some more, I suppose a bigger population is the easiest thing to say. We've got some bus issues. Let's just have a little look at our bus line. And I imagine it's the new line we put in. Maybe it's using too many buses. Yeah, 9 buses. So that's probably the issue there. We will bring it down to 7 and we'll see what that does. If needed, we'll expand our bus terminal up. Is that going to fix the issue? No. So our bus depot is, that must be it. Let's have a little look. This is our bus depot. And we don't have any room for any more garages, and to be fair, I've ruined it by putting houses around it. I mean, I'm sure people don't particularly want to live there, so I think it's something that we're going to need to move somewhere else to free up the space with all of this. I think that probably makes sense to move both of them. So taxi depot, if we move it, I just want it to be somewhere really easy they can fit in. I haven't got enough money to move it. I'm broke. Fine, we will raise more money then whilst we're waiting. So without further ado then, we'll put in more housing because that's what we need to make more money. And again, we'll just see what grows in there. Lots of tiny houses, I'm sure. I think the tricky thing with this game is the developers, in my opinion, made it so hilly, like so many of the maps just like, which obviously places do have hills, but I just think they were a bit extreme with it. In my personal opinion, I just think it was a little bit too much. Let's just have a little look at whether we've got room for more industry. What have we got? We've got lots of ore over here. And both coal uses ore, does it? Ore deposits, is that right? We haven't got any oil at the moment, so we've got stone. And then this is all ore. That's oil, ore, nothing, wood. Okie dokie. Whilst we're waiting, we'll just pop in some of these. And then we have a huge amount of industry backing onto an old castle. But you know, you've got to go where the resources are on this one. So now we are starting to make a little bit more money. We can start to hopefully... Oh, our buses have sorted themselves out actually, so that's good. But I will, once I've got more money, move that bus depot away from that road now. I think we can easily fit them along somewhere that's a bit more, well, just not where the houses are. People don't really want to be living next to a bus depot, do they? So our next plan was to look at trams. Now at the moment, we haven't unlocked them, but we can. So trams are 2. We're going to go ahead and unlock that, and we're just going to look at how much money we need to save. We need 70,000. So for now, we're going to bridge the gap in terms of money, and we've got crime as an issue. So we're going to allow ourselves to make more money by just slowly redeveloping everywhere that we can. And we've got the theatre mansion is what we've unlocked. Let's have a little look at that in a tickety-boo. We're just going to fill in all of these areas with low density and just see what we get out of it. Whether it's going to be anything interesting or not, and we'll probably need to put some paths in as well, but let's just see what grows in first. So, all our special buildings, we have unlocked the Pop Musician Mansion and the Theatres Actors Mansion. We've also unlocked the Epicurean Garden. Let's have a little look at that. That looks quite cool, doesn't it? Just where to put it. I think you could almost have him line up quite nicely there. That looks really nice, doesn't it? And we've also unlocked the dairy house, which I think would go nicely with where all our chickens and things are, but it needs to be somewhere. So that's going to improve industry efficiency. God, it's huge. And we need to think about where. I'll leave that one for now. So we've got the Pop Stars Museum, and I feel like he might live near the college, you know, these guys. We kind of want a fancy-ish area, or somewhere by the coastline over this way. Where do you think? It's a terrace house, perfect for a pop star. So it's like somebody who's kind of near, you know, college buildings are quite fancy buildings, aren't they? But whether it would be like where there's load of development or a bit more like a rural extension somewhere. So we might need to save those ones because I think they would be next to like a huge park. So yeah, we'll keep those for a bit further back, maybe near where we put the university. And let's just see how all this grows in. And our population has swiftly grown. We're now on 7,452, and we need to put in a couple of parks to make this area, you know, hospitable. Oh my god, I've lost everything. I can't seem to use my brain, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not being too special about where I want some of these things to go. We're just trying to squish a couple of little things in so that everybody's happy enough. Dog park. Another little dog park around there. And yeah, we should be right as rain. Lots of parks for everybody to have a good time. Now, have we got a park depot? That's a question. I don't know whether we do have the maintenance building, so we need to make sure we get that as well. So, at the moment, things are running pretty smoothly. We do have lots of full car parks, which is just, I think, going to be an ongoing problem. We need to now think about how we build up this area, because again, we're still just trying to save money. We need to put trams in, but we need another £20,000 to put a tram in. We are now making a good deal of money, so we're making £700,000 a month now, and that's just by upping our tax. And actually, let's see if we can push it a bit further. Why not? And we are producing a ton of lots of things, which is great to see. And I love how, from a bird's eye view, it looks so well, you know, built up in terms of there's some interesting angles, there's some nice shapes. I think, yeah, I love it. I think these days there's a lot of, quite understandably, trying to build things efficiently, but sometimes that's not always the best way to go. Now we need to be mindful of our electricity because we are just about in the green. We've got lots of solar panels because we're trying to stay green in the city. So it's just whether we get another one for 23,000 or whether we can make these more efficient. That might be the better way to go. So we can upgrade them, which increases the power outage of 0 to 2.5. Okie dokie. So I just want to see, because if we buy a new one, so that is 0.25. That's 0.5 electricity production. I suppose what we can do is click that one and then see how that changes the electricity. So it's bumped it up a little bit, but maybe not enough. But that's something to fall back on at least, isn't it? Oh, I love the shapes coming over here. That's really good. The only thing is I'm not too sure on what I want to do on this road here. Whether I want to put houses along there. I think there's no harm in putting houses along there, is there? But it's just the aesthetic of it. Well, we'll just do it for now. Keep the shapes going. So I want to start looking at how we can expand need for medium density. That's our tourism hotspots. Nice. Sorry, I'm just having a little fiddle with all of these. And we are getting most of our imports are petrol and then livestock. Okie dokie. And most of our people are happy, but we do need to do something about crime. Wealth. Moderate. You know, there's a few people in the red around. And we have most people are working. We've got 9,000 places and we've got 7,000 employees out of 7,400. So that's pretty good going, isn't it? Our unemployment is 0%. So there we go. We've only got demand for more jobs, really. It's just I want to be able to put in some bigger buildings to start building up a high rise. So So we've made our police station upgrade to see if that's going to help improve the crime rate, which is still at -12, but we've got to give it a minute to take effect. I'm just wondering whether we look to invest in, you know, proper police headquarters. We've got an issue of a lack of labour, and again, it's just we need more places for people to move to. I still want to save a lot of this area to be a bit more built up. So I'm thinking about where we want to put some low density housing. But I'm going to grid this place out ready for the medium density need. I'm just figuring out what to do with this area ready for our medium and high density demand to grow. And I'm just wanting to have a little look at what parks exist. And I know I'm probably being silly there, buying all the parks straight away, but I just love looking at these bigger parks and seeing what is available. We've got these huge sport complexes, which I think we're going to put by the university. But I think if we can get away with putting in like a large plaza somewhere over here by the college, or something a bit smaller maybe, because we've got the school there. Well, not the school, the thingamabob. But if we make this whole area a bit of a park, I think it might look quite nice. We do it something like here and then see what we're dealing with in terms of terrain. Now what I want to do is add like a little pond. So whether or not that's even going to be possible, I want to add like a little pond around here. If we can. Is there a way to fill it with water? Is there no way of doing water? Oh, I've just ruined it for no reason, haven't I? Can that fill with water? I don't think so. Oh, that's a shame. Let me know if there's a way to add water. I was really looking forward to putting in a thingamabob. Never mind guys, we're just going to have to tree it up. And it's going to sound really silly, but I want to put the campfire site here. It's just where's best to put it. I almost want like a little off-road, you know, like a little dirt road that it comes off of. Oh, it won't fit if I do that. Damn it. It just about fits if I do that. Which, you know, it still looks awesome. You know, you're in this little parkland, you come on up, you've got a couple of parks down at the bottom. I just wish we could put in some water, but there we are. I think that looks really cool anyway. So let's tree this place up now. This is going to be all a bit of a park. And we need to put in a little bit more parking as well for this area, because I'm hoping it will be a bit of a central hub. And then we're going to expand out this Florence Peck to this whole area, because this is all going to be medium density, and we probably might as well put the Pop Star Museum and the Actor Museum here, temporarily at least, even if they're not there as permanent residents, just as a interim. Look at that, that's such a good view with the boats and that in the distance. Oh, well God, I love it, haven't you? Right, so we are gonna put this in for medium density. And oh, that's gonna grow in and look so good when it's all done. Look at that, look at the city. Oh, that looks really good. All the walkways, all the cut throughs. We've got a fire, ooh. Where is he? Where's the mister? Oh, he's right there. Good for you. He's gonna fix it. Fix it, buddy. Oh, wow. Please don't have everything go pots tits up. Oh, cool. One left to fix. Go on, buddy, fix it. Ignore all the lack of labour. I mean, what can I do about the labour issue? Not very much. Traffic accident. You've got an issue with your battery depleted. How do I fix the depleted battery issue? Do we turn him off? How do we do that? I don't know, so I'm just going to leave it. You can tell me the answer to that one. And then as per usual, we've got traffic jam issues because people are going a water direction. I'm sure this just needs some lane mathematics, doesn't it? Let's have a little look. So if we have a little look, we've got the option to put in either that, or we actually just cut out that road because people are cutting through, aren't they? So we could say actually people can't cut through there. or we say they have to go this way and filter. Oh, we've reached big town, which means we get high density housing. Nice. Because it is causing a backlog. I think, let's have a little look then. If we slow it all down. Let's get rid of all of these. We don't need those there. And then those ones aren't very busy. It's this one that's the busy issue. I think what we do, to be honest, I think we choose to get rid of this road here. Sorry. It's causing too much mayhem. And I think we curve this road into there. And then what that means is they have to go straight so it doesn't cause the same traffic jam. Everybody that goes along here, if they want to go anywhere, they have to go that way. And anyone that wants to go this way has options to go, you know, lots of different directions. That should solve that issue, I'm hoping. I may have done something wrong, but we will, because now there shouldn't be traffic lights here. Let's turn off the traffic lights here. And I want no traffic lights, we don't need them. Oh, you're causing accidents, little ones. What you doing? Oh, look at that. So that's our high school. Such attractive buildings, I have to say. And then everything just looks very majestic, even on the slightly hilly terrain that we're dealing with here. And then we've got all these houses popping up. Look at you, very nice. And you are EU housing, I think. I can't ever tell the difference. I hope you're EU housing. So we've got the two fancy buildings. Probably not going to fit in here that well, actually. Whether or not we do, whether or not, let's give it a go. Whether or not we go all of this side as low density. Sorry, it might look terrible and I might have to undo it all. But I'm just wondering if that is a solution, to put in low density on one side and then have it like build up. And then what we can have is have them almost next to each other. She says they can't be next to each other, but they can be back to back. So this is like the rich people's road. The rich people live here on the hill. So they've got, you know, we might move them. But otherwise it looks weird. We'll see how that goes. It might look wrong. And we might need to put in the terraced houses there. Right, our major goal for today's video was to look at trams, and we now have enough money. We have 2 million, so we have more than enough money to start putting in trams. So let's have a look at our tram. So we've got a tram depot, so we have to put that somewhere. And then we need to put the tram lines on it. So and again, with both of these, we're going to make the lines free. So we're trying to make it basically a no-brainer that everybody should be using public transport. So we're going to let that play for a second and see how we fare with our new tram lines. It's going to take a minute for it all to take effect, I have no doubt. We've got an issue here. We've got no pedestrian access to this house. Okay, well you can rebuild yourself then, can't you? Well, I don't know if I like this into that. I think maybe if we change it into these houses instead, I think that might be more acceptable. If not, there's going to stay low density up here, and it's going to be the low density above the city. So let's just let that populate in, and it will do. Sorry, medium density, we literally just got a load of demand for you, and now I'm like, bug off. We can pop you in somewhere, I'm sure. Over here we've got need for medium density. Oh, I unlocked something and I didn't look at it. Let's have a little look at what that is. So we unlocked the Vertigo Square. Now this is all going to grow in really weird, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, it is indeed. So that should all just fix itself in a jiffy anyway. I just love this park area. I just think that looks so good. It's like really well, you know, looking over the city there. Oh, it's going to be fantastic in the near future once we start getting some more big buildings in and really starting to make this place look like a city. So I had a slight accident where the game crashed and I had to kind of redo quite a bit of the game. Not all of it, but more than I'd like to admit. But it didn't take me as long to kind of correct, but I've kind of changed a few things in terms of putting in a little bit of a shopping complex in between all this housing here. And that's kind of the main difference. It just took me a little bit of time to figure out, again, the tram routes. But this is where we're going to leave the game for now. So we're at 9,204 residents, and everybody so far is happy. We've put in our tram lines and we put in our bus lines, and the only thing I forgot to do is add or try and figure out a way to upgrade our buses, I suppose. But that's something that I need to figure out for the future, or I need to get rid of some houses, which we're just going to do. We got rid of some houses. And why not electrify it? Because we've got money to do that. So that should help, solve the bus crisis issue. We've got some new bus depot. And in terms of how many people are accessing our service, so public transport, we now have our trams, we've got our buses, we've got 3,000 people using our buses, 744 using our taxis, and so far only 9 people using our trams. But I imagine that's going to pick up as it's only just kind of got done and dusted, so I think we're not going to see all these trams really coming to full effect quite yet. If we just follow this tram here, look at that, look at him go. And I think, you know, we're not doing too badly on the tram front, on the transport front. We haven't got too much traffic at the moment, she says, touch wood, with 9,000 people. And I really love how this city's coming together. I love the fact that we've got this built up area. I'm liking using all our angles and just being a bit more playful with, I suppose, the architecture of everything. I like the look of it. Look at all these people. Oh, that's just so nice to see. Oh, people have got on. How many people? We've got 13 people on this tram. Moving along. We've got people walking everywhere. Some traffic in the distance, but we'll ignore that. And I think these pedestrian roads are perfect for trams. You know, we shouldn't see as much traffic as we have been. Ooh. I've had a tram disappear on me. Don't know why, but a tram disappeared on me. Anyway, we are going to leave it there for today, but thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you would like me to work on next, and I will see you all soon. Bye!